school, I was working part-time at Nestle Purina Pet Care. So I had a part-time job, and I was taking evening classes and like living the grad school dream, if a grad school is a dream. So
people are there.
yeah, for me it was for a while. Still is sometimes. So okay, work, grad school, finished grad school, did my my master's capstone, so basically a thesis on Medicaid programs in Missouri and the surrounding states, and like compared them, made policy recommendations, and then presented that for my like end of master's program presentation. It was very exciting. So from Dream Big, we really hoped that disabled learners would be able to get exposed to careers that were outside of the typical like disability path. So
and are they all disability any employment
yes.
or do you know?
Yeah, so every employer that works with StarCloth is fairly disability friendly. They offer trainings and workshops and webinars for both employers and future employees. So if you are looking to get into like corporate America, I highly recommend looking into StarCloth Disability Institute. They have a lot of really great programs, and most of them I think have virtual options, so that's a helpful accessibility tool.
You mean like virtual employment options or virtual program?
Virtual programming,
okay.
And then if you need assistance advocating for like work from home accommodations,
right,
they can help you navigate that process.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do incredible work over there. So from StarCloth, I then transitioned to Paraquad to work in public policy and advocacy, to kind of further my capstone project agenda, hopes to reform and kind of shape Medicaid in Missouri. At Paraquad, I was the public policy and advocacy specialist, so I regularly went to Jefferson City, had meetings, got to speak with legislators, spoke in front of Senate committees, all of that to encourage them to make Medicaid policies that are friendlier for disabled people who want to work. So one of the programs is called Ticket to Work, which is a Medicaid buy-in program. So that particular program allows you to pay on a sliding scale based on your income to keep your Medicaid services.
Yes, that's what I did when I was working.
Yeah, so it's awesome because you get to keep your services and pay a reasonable rate to keep them, and it's a good program. So I was working there when COVID happened. I made it mostly through COVID, and then as it got to pretty much everybody, I needed to take a break. So I took a break from advocacy and got a corporate job for a couple of years, and then that job was consolidating positions, and I got laid off, which was a big blow to my mental health and confidence. And I decided to apply for OT school at that. So at this point, I've hit all of my goals, all of my dreams. Life is great.
Right.
I want to talk a little bit more about like the accommodations process in school. So when you're in like junior and senior year, as you're preparing with your voc rehab counselor, you need to like make a list of all of the things that you need accommodations for, and then go see your doctor to get a letter written to like prove your medical necessity, the need for your level of care, whatever it may be. Your doctor has to like sign it off. So once you get accepted into a school, you go and meet with the disability services office. It's called something different at every university, and the process is a little bit different at every university. So it's really important to start the conversations early, find near peer mentors who can help you navigate the process, and really just like be patient with your university disability offices. They're trying their best to help you, but they may not know exactly what you need, so you have to advocate and work with them.
Right, and they have so many people trying to do it too.
Yeah, they have a lot of students, so don't get discouraged if it's like taking longer than you think it should, or you're having to send multiple follow-up emails. Like, that's okay. They're going to get to you. You just be patient, which is something that I also have to say to myself daily.
Yeah.
Because it's hard when you have to rely on so many other people to make sure your day goes smoothly and is on track.
Mm-hmm.
So I got accommodations for testing, to have a note taker, to be able to have like late start to class, like not get penalized for being tardy, and then having a few extra like health days where I could like where I wouldn't like get penalized for being out sick or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So once I got those at Maryville, it was really easy to transfer them over to SLU, and then even after the break, transferring over to WashU was also like really easy because I already knew what I needed, and I just had to say to the disability office and the program, hey, here's what I need. Is that cool with you guys? And they were like, yeah, this makes sense. This is reasonable and does not cause any undue burden, so you may have these accommodations, which I think is sometimes a fight for a lot of people. So I feel so blessed because I just like
even in the worst way that but even in like when I was in who I just really wanted to mention with how not be named here, but like when I told them about this, you know, my PT, my wheelchair, my DFP coming, but I didn't tell them about my dyslexia and processing because who the hell needs to know that immediately? No one in the that I don't even know what in that would be. But when I asked for it, they literally made me tell my pushback. I had to dig up my old high school IEP and find where it said processing disorder, dyslexia for math and reading or whatever it said. And I'm so happy I had that written in there because even though unfortunately it did not help in this, you know, aspect, but I'm happy I had it.
Yeah, so if you can keep all of your records from school years to be able to like prove your necessity.
Dumb as it, but
well, more on that later. If you keep all your stuff to prove your necessity, your process is going to go a lot faster and be a lot smoother. So when I started in the workforce, I knew that I would need a PCA to help me in the bathroom and at lunchtime. I wasn't really sure what I would need like during the day, like work-wise. Fortunately, it turned out that I didn't really need a lot of support because most of my work was like on the computer and in meetings, so it wasn't like physically setting up spaces, events, etc., which I did do a lot of in my life. More on that later. And
Me too.
yes. So yeah, so that was like kind of my accommodations process. And then when I transferred out from corporate America towards disability services, it actually for me went better because they were a little bit more understanding of like what it's like to be a disabled person. Yeah. So in the corporate environments that I worked in, I was the only power wheelchair user there. I think there might have been some other wheelchair users, some other folks with a disability, but I knew for certain that I was the only person with my level and severity of disability. So to be able to like be in that environment and kind of like pave the way and like show employers.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
I was the only one too at my work, but it came with a lot of, barriers.
Yeah. So that was my process.
And I have a video about mine. I'll put it right in.
Perfect. So yeah, like a lot of self-advocacy and a lot of navigating systems and policies, but I think that I've been pretty successful thus far and feel really blessed to have had the services and supports.
Yeah. All right.